Hey you guys, what's up? It's me, ToneClassic, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, okay?
Almost made you love me, almost made you cry, almost made you happy, babe. Didn't I? You almost had me thinking.
I know you all are like, what is going on with your makeup? Because this is different for me, okay? Like, I tried something different. I don't know. I was on Instagram Live doing this, and some of you guys probably were watching that video on Instagram Live. So, shout out to all of you that were around for this fabulosity to come to life. I just always have to give a shout out to my new subscribers, like every video, because you guys keep subscribing. Like, you guys must really like something that I'm doing, and I'm flattered. Like, so I want to say thank you to my new subscribers. Make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. Check me out on Instagram at ToneClassic and my fashion and lifestyle blog, www.toneclassic.org. This video is going to be about getting over a broken heart. Yeah. I don't want to sound like all like mushy and like Toni Morrison book, Tyler Perry play, K. Michelle album. That's not how I want to sound, okay? I want this to be like a friend to friend talk, like sister to sister, brother to brother, because broken hearts are not easy, and I have been, the friend to a lot of people who have dealt with broken hearts, be it from breaking up with a significant other, hurt from a family member, or even breaking up in the form of a platonic friendship. Like, people, I think, really underestimate how hurtful and painful the end of a platonic friendship can be. It can be very difficult, and I'm someone who has been through that, and been through the separation of a friendship where, like, I genuinely love this person, with the same amount of love that I would love, somebody that I was dating. Obviously, it's different the way the love is shown and stuff like that, but the love is still there, and when those kind of relationships end, they're just as, if not more, painful. So I've been through this, I've seen it happen several times, and I think that I have some insight to shed on the topic. First, I want to say that it's okay to like cry. Like, it's okay to cry, and it's okay to feel sad, and it's okay to like be angry and all that stuff. Like, people, almost trying to shame you for hurting or shame you for crying or showing emotion, and that's not what I'm about. I feel like you're entitled to cry. I feel like if more people cried, the world would be a better place. Literally, people are out here killing each other and going crazy and overdosing on drugs because they cannot just have a moment to cry and deal with their emotions. When it comes to like heartbreak and, trying to heal, like, you have to hurt first. Like, you have to hurt to heal. Like, that's the point of healing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you can heal from the hurt. Like, and if you never allow yourself to feel the hurt, as in if you turn to things like drugs and like alcohol, and if you just hop into another relationship, or you just hop into another friendship with someone who you don't take the time to filter out, like, you don't take the time to determine whether or not this is somebody who is going to, be a good aid in your healing. Which I'm finicky about that anyway, because I'm finicky about like people healing other people, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's something that to an extent you have to do on your own. Yes, people can aid you, but if you turn to other things and other substances and other people instead of healing and dealing with the emotions yourself, that heartbreak is going to stick around. Like, it's like putting a band-aid over it, and then like later on when you're in a healthy relationship or you're in a healthy friendship, at that point the band-aid falls off, girl, and now you have to deal with all these emotions, and now you have to deal with them with the person. Like, it's just a lot. You get what I'm saying? I'm that friend, girl. If you want to cry, if you want to call me on the phone and cry, like, girl, we can cry. I will cry with you, girl. We can go and we can eat ice cream, and we can do all that stuff. Like, I literally don't care. Like, I will cry with you. I'm probably gonna cry with you because I'm super emotional, and that kind of makes me sad. The second thing is, don't overthink. I know that sometimes, like, when you break up or like a friendship ends or something like that, you have the tendency to overthink and replay all the things that happen. I've done that. Like, I'm saying this because I've literally done this before. But like, you go through and replay all the events and every single thing that happened, and you're trying to like weigh things in your mind, and no, don't do that. Because chances are, if things have gotten to the point of like a heartbreak, and if things have gotten to the point of like this ending, we cannot go back in time. We cannot go back in time and undo things. The most we can do is say that I'm sorry. And I think that's fine. I think that that's fair. I think that forgiveness and apologies definitely are warranted in some circumstances. But going back and overthinking is just going to make yourself feel worse. And it's really going to prolong the period of time that it takes you to get through the whole pain and stuff like that. Like I said, you want to feel the pain, but you ultimately do want to get through it. Like that's the goal, to get through it and heal from it. So like if you're going through and overthinking and replaying things that already happened in your head, like girl, you're going to be stuck there, like in that chapter. Like you're not going to be moving. Okay, so please do not overthink. Please do not go back and replay everything in your head like a movie, and like, you know, we can just start over, because sometimes you can't start over, and that's just the way it is. And sometimes things end, and it's just how it is, and there's no point in going back and trying to recap and rethink every little detail, because it just does not matter. Like, it's happened, girl. Like, it happened. It's over. The best thing you can do sometimes is just apply the things that were learned, or the mistakes that were made, apply those lessons to the next time. But going back and overthinking is going to do, I think, more harm than help. And that's coming from somebody who overthinks about everything. I overthink about what the hell I'm gonna have for breakfast in the morning, okay? The third thing is, like, fall in love with yourself again. Like, literally fall in love with yourself again. I was saying on my Instagram live, but I do feel like there have been instances where I've neglected myself, and, you know, I've gotten distracted from the love that I'm supposed to give to myself before I expect someone else to give it to me. And so then I start accepting less than what I'm worth, and the snowball starts rolling, and then a heartbreak. It ends up with a heartbreak somewhere along the line, or my feelings being hurt. I think self-love is so extremely important, and I don't mean necessarily like cockiness or conceitedness, or, you know, that's not necessarily what I mean. I mean like just self-love. I mean like doing the things that you love to do. Like, I was just telling this girl, because she's saying that she's been dealing with some things, and, you know, as far as her mental health goes, and I was telling her, like, girl, like, you're amazing. Like, you're an amazing dancer. You dress amazing. You're amazing at makeup. Like, fall in love with your passions. Fall in love with the things that make you so unique and different. Dance twice a week. Post videos. Like, fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with your gifts. Fall in love with your talents, because you need to be able to offer yourself love first. For me specifically, I always try and refocus and tell myself, okay, moving forward, I am not going to accept anything less than the love that I'm capable of giving to myself. Which means that up until this point, if I have not been giving an adequate amount of love to myself, then I don't even know what the distinction is. I don't even know what is acceptable and what isn't, because I'm not treating myself with the respect that I'm supposed to. So if you've been through a heartbreak, if you're going through a heartbreak, fall in love with yourself. Give yourself that love, and tell yourself moving forward that you're not going to accept anything less than what you're able to offer yourself. The last thing I want to say is, try your best to break out of that mindset or that voice in your head that's going to tell you, oh, I'm never going to find anybody, or I'm never going to find another best friend, or I'm never going to... Tell that voice to shut up. You know the voice I'm talking about, because it creeps in, girl, and it's just like, oh, like this was my last, or this was my everything, or I'm not going to be able to find someone else like this, which you very well might not be able to find someone like that, but you definitely could find someone better. I do believe that. There's 7 billion people on this planet, honey, and I hate to see it when people just act like one person is just the end-all be-all. If they treated you poorly, if they're just not offering you what you're worthy of, and then we've developed this mindset like this is just our everything, because it's not. It is not, girl, I'm telling you, let me get up. It's not, okay? It's not. Okay? Like, it's literally not. You will find some other kind of love, and you know, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or whatever, you know, you will find it again, and it will look different. And hopefully you'll look different, and you'll be different, because you will have learned a few things by that point in time. But that is my advice. Like, and this is kind of a spur of the moment video, but I'm making it because, like I said, a lot of times when I go through things myself, I get on YouTube looking for advice, or just people who've been through similar circumstances, and I don't find what I'm looking for. So, you know, I think that this could be helpful, because I think that these are things that we sometimes forget, and they're very important. And I love you guys. Like I keep saying, I'm gonna refer to my like subscribers as like the family, I think, because the classic family, I don't know, but I really think of my subscribers as a family, especially after I did that Instagram live, because just the way that I interact with you guys, the way you guys interact with me, the comments you guys leave, that means a lot. Like, it really does. So if we're going to be a family, then that means that I got to give you the tough news, honey, the tough love, and this is the tough love, okay? I will see you all in the next video.